568 pound-feet of torque, 500 horsepower. I can hear the exhaust in the interior. Not afraid to take bends in the road. This is a supercar lifted up. So yes, on paper it's good, and in this review you're gonna see how well it drives, but does it justify over $111,000 price? I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and we're gonna go over this vehicle to see if it does, and this is in Daytona Gray Pearl over a raised red interior, which you have 9 different exterior colors. Only one is free with 3 different interior options. The front starts off with the black optic package that blackens out the single frame Audi grille that integrates into the matrix design LED headlights and daytime runnings, that also has a cleaning assembly for the headlight assembly that will be activated by your windshield wiper cleaner. Now these headlights will beam about 6 to near 8 times better than an average non-luxury car. And this is already picked up at over 6 inches of clearance, and it goes to right at 10 inches of clearance. So now you can understand how much visibility you're gonna have at nighttime. The black optic package also blackens out the lower bit of the bumper and the side air pockets. Front parking sensors, this has top view camera, which is a 360-degree reverse camera. And what's housed underneath the hood really does justify that price tag, which is that 4-liter bi-turbo V8 producing 500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission with standard Quattro all-wheel drive. That's achieving 14 mpgs for the city, 20 mpgs for the highway, and 16 mpgs combined. And I know that's something that doesn't really matter when you're buying a vehicle this expensive. Reaching 60 at 4 seconds with the top speed at 130 to 155 miles per hour. And why does that justify the price tag? Because it's more or less a Lamborghini Urus engine that's detuned. Now we do not receive an SQ7, but we do get an SQ8 Performance, which is just a touch underneath that Lamborghini Urus for a fraction of the price, and this is over 50 to 60 grand cheaper at $111,000. This does have a 48-volt mild hybrid system, but it's very unique the way they have done this because it uses it as a supercharger between the 2 turbos. So one hits at around 17 to 22 RPM, and that turbo is getting spooled up by that electric supercharger, and then the next turbo kicks in, so that way it feels more instant, less turbo lag. Optioning features though, you're gonna have to tick the box. The black optic package already gives you 21-inch wheels, but you can click the upgraded 22-inch black optic wheel option, which will give you these multi-spoke S-design wheel with the bicolor finish and the summer tires. This also has the S Sport package, which gives us these active roll stabilization. The rake calipers, that's housing a 15.8 disc in the front, or 400 millimeters. It's vented, it's a 6-piston. The rear is going to be a single piston with a 13.8-inch disc rating, or 350 millimeters, and it's also vented. That package also adds the sport rear differential. And now for BMW and Mercedes. They don't make anything to the size of this for a 3rd-row SUV. They're larger vehicles than this. That's why it's a sweet spot vehicle. And when you're thinking about the price, all that power that you're getting underneath the hood, you know you could tune this engine to a lot more horsepower and torque, so it's already track ready. It's kind of a no-brainer. That being said, justifying that over $111,000 price. Well, last year they implemented the OLED taillights, which is carryover this year. The black optic package comes into the lower bit, blackening out the quad exhaust tips, pretty much everything in the back except for those Audi O-rings. And I'm sure in the comments I might have people say, well, it's starting to look aged because it's been a little while since we've got real updates. And yes, we did get some updates last year for the front and the rear, but they were so minor that most people didn't even notice it. But for me, when you have a recipe that's already successful, the only thing that you could really do to make it better is to increase what it's good at. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe and the like, because all these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. Performance, you have it. Maneuverability, you have it. Look at it taking the bends. And that exhaust just filters in nicely. Otherwise, it's super quiet in the interior. So playful. You can get in trouble really fast with this vehicle. Turn radius, about a lane and a half. Let's rock and roll. Oh, she is lovely. You get that exhaust note that filters in all the time, and the best part about this vehicle is it's lifted up. The reason why I say that is because you're not going to be racing it all the time. Everybody wants an exotic car or a supercar. You're getting that camouflage into an SUV with a third row. That is amazing. 500 horsepower is no joke. The ride is comfortable too with 22-inch wheels, and it's fun on the weekend, or if you want to take it on some curvy roads, this thing can handle itself just like a vehicle that's meant for the track, and this is an everyday SUV. Now that being said, I don't like how you have to go into this infotainment screen to get your additional seat settings by going into vehicle, going into setting. I'm not being able to look at the road in order to get an additional 6 different positions. And it's the same thing for the passenger side. And you have to do some implements through this infotainment screen like that, where you're constantly hitting 2 or 3 different menus to toggle through it. So it doesn't make it as user-friendly. No heads-up display standard. No soft closed door standard. In the carbon fiber, I mean, there's only 2 areas that have it. That is a lot of money that they're adding. Steering has feedback to it, so I appreciate that. Almost all the time you're hearing the exhaust, but we do have the sport exhaust resonator, so it does make it a little bit louder. It does also funnel through the speakers. We have acoustic windows all around us. The seat itself is comfortable. It's very large. Heated ventilated seats, but ventilated isn't a standard feature. And you still have to option massage seats. We already have nearly $20,000 of options. Come on, man. Give me some of those features or raise the MSRP. One of the two, if not both. Visibility is great because this can go up to around 10 inches and as low as around 6 inches. So you have that sports car feel, but you're not sacrificing when it goes over speed bumps or any type of terrain. Obviously, you're not going to take it off-road. That's not what this car is meant for. 7,700 pounds of towing, 1,300 pound max payload in a damn supercar that's lifted up. That's amazing. What more could you ask for as a total package? Comparing it against competition, it literally is a home run because everybody is going to be more money than this. And this is cheaper than an SQ8. You have to pay an additional $5,000 to near $10,000 for that variant. So in theory, you're getting some of the features, I guess, for free if you add it, but then you're not getting that coupe styling, and you would drop the third row, making it only a 2-row SUV, which actually gives you a little bit more room in the second row. We're gonna go around 20 miles per hour to show you the turbo lag. Picks up pretty good, but watch what happens when you change it into dynamic. We're not gonna change it just yet. We're gonna let the gears change so that way the car goes back to normal driving so you can actually see the difference. So now that we're in normal, we're gonna click into dynamics, already ticking the odometer, already ticking the tachometer up. Pretty much 0 lag. Cleans it up significantly. And the reason why it does this is because that 48-volt mild hybrid system is literally working as a electric supercharger in between the 2 turbos. It is awesome technology that they're doing, and the fact that there isn't any vehicle in class that can compete with this third row SUV at this size, I mean, it's definitely a bargain deal. And these are all the reasons why I would say it justifies that $111,000-ish price. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here, and I'd like to thank our friends here at Audi Wesley Chapel.